ジョーの野郎。鬼姫が完全にぶっ潰しやがって。
Oh my god. Hello everyone, welcome to Joe Consumes Cinema. I'm your host. It's never easy saying goodbye. And today we have Ashita no Joe, episode 68. So last one was pretty nice, the whole thing with the kids, they find out where Joe is and they, make a day trip of it. They sort of, get themselves into trouble and then get bailed out by, a stranger, and then eventually Nishi comes in the van to pick them up, but they do reconnect with Joe and, actually have a little bit of fun and then have a proper, goodbye for once. Better than the one that they did at the train station, honestly. And yeah, Joe looks good. He's working hard, and I think pretty soon we're going to get a fight in, this underground circuit. I'm hoping it's a bit more organized than, I have it in my head, but you never know. He could just be fighting in, like, a parking lot randomly somewhere, or, somebody's backyard or something like that. Like, that's my fear, is it's on that level of it, where they're not really concerned with rules or, anything like that. Like, he's going to get knocked down and a guy's, like, going to kick him in the face or something like that. But yeah, other than that, Joe did look good. It was a nice episode, much more upbeat than it's been in the past few, so yeah, not much else to say, so let's just get right to this one. Fixed match. That's not a good start. Joe doesn't get it. Oh boy. That's really bad acting. He still doesn't get it. Joe wanted to fight. So this Inaba guy seems like a decent fighter. I'm kind of curious how he ended up here. Is Joe gonna talk him into a real fight? Quick reminder to like, comment, share, subscribe. Also consider signing up for my Patreon. For $1 per month, you get access to all my exclusive reactions, also a guaranteed movie request. With that, let's get right back to the reaction. Oh shit. Well, looks like I got rained out. That's what I'm curious about.
ここでドタドタ暴れられたんじゃ酒がまずくなってしょうがねえ。じゃあおとなしくパイでも握ってるんだな。ジョーも雨の日ぐらい静かにしてなって。
ロシアジョーが何人殺すか。あらっしゃいませ。
あんた方もちゃんと筋書き通り頼むよ。少しぐらい痛い目にあったってこの分は弾むからね。相手はみんな大事な商品なんだからな。あんまり痛めつけんでくれよ。
He's not gonna hold back.
そう簡単に KO されてたまるかよ。ね。
さあよ、俺の実力で倒してやる。
You're all gonna get destroyed except for the Sanaba guy.
まだまだあんなチンピラには負けんで、まあ見とれ。
そうとも今夜だけは八百長もこっちから願い下げで。
That's exactly what Joe wants.
おらおら、どうしたんだよ、おら。
へへ。おい、次。
Yeah, these guys are no match.
見てくれよ、もう。
Yeah. All body shots.
軽く触ってるだけなんだけどね。八百長ばっかりやって練習をしねえからこうなんのかね。
ぶっ倒れた連中は次の興行には連れていかんが、これ以上商品をダメにされたらこっちは補充が大変なんだよ。
母ちゃんに銭送られへんがないで。
俺だって大したことねえんだよ。おやじさん頼むよ。興行から外さんでくれ。
俺だって遊んだらばちゃんとする。
Oh god, these people are all desperate.
じゃやらしてもらうよ。
Oh, here we go. This guy's real.
遠慮はいらねえぜ、矢吹。
そうか、行くぜ。
Joe's looking good. Oh shit. Damn. Left uppercut. He threw hard to the head, and he's not getting sick. It just clicked.
大丈夫か、稲葉さん。
心配ねえよ。あの痛み、何年かぶりで昔を思い出したぜ。これからも俺とやるときはあの調子でいこう。しかし他の連中とやるときは手心を加えてやんなよな。ああ。まあどっちにしろおめえは土佐に長くいるやつやねえな。
Yeah. It's very clear that Joe wants back in.
どっかで誰かがおめえの帰るのを待ってるんじゃねえのかい。
Several people. I'm very curious about Inaba-san. Like, how he ended up here.
Oh,
yeah. Okay, took some time just to gather my thoughts. So that was episode 68. It was really good. So things start off, we get our first look at, this underground boxing club. They're touring, it looks like a summer festival or something, and, they have like a booth basically. So Joe is really amped up to, get in there, and then all of a sudden they start talking about how, fights are fixed. Two guys in the ring, they're planning out exactly what's about to happen. One guy says, okay, it's gone on long enough. You can, end the fight now. Lets him, hit him in the face one time, like a light tap, and then falls down, gets counted out. Joe did not sign up for that at all. Like, he came here to actually, get into it. And my concern initially was, okay, like, is this going to be really rough and tumble? Like, are they going to break rules and do, like, illegal stuff? And it's the opposite. They're fixing fights and just, giving the audience a good show. It's more entertainment than it is actual fighting. And Joe did not sign up for that at all. It immediately, causes a problem. So Joe goes up against, some of the guys, and he's being his usual braggadocious self, very grating personality. So a lot of the guys want to fight him for real, and, a bunch of them try it. He destroys all of them, shots to the body, like 4 or 5 of them laying up, and then he goes into the tent because he gets in trouble with the manager for, beating those guys so fast. And he basically tells them that, look, you can't do this, otherwise we're going to be out of business. You got to take it easy on them. Now, Joe actually feels some, a little bit of mercy and remorse for them because they're all like talking about how they can keep fighting. It's okay because they don't want to lose their jobs. Like one guy's talking about how he has to send money back to his mom. All of these people that have come to this situation, they're all former fighters. Some of them, had real potential and for whatever reason didn't work out. And now they're here, I guess, to cling in some way to, boxing, even though this really isn't boxing, and still make a little bit of money because otherwise I guess they have nothing. Now, most interesting character that we saw this episode was this Inaba guy who was the second ranked featherweight in Japan. And he's actually real, and he fights Joe for real in this episode, and it was a really good fight. So this guy, right away, you could tell he was different from the others. Joe points it out that he's real, and the rest of you are basically clowns. This guy's trying to explain to Joe that, this whole situation, it's not what he thought it was. Like, you got to take it easy on these other guys. But when it comes to him, he lets Joe fight him for real, and it was actually a really good fight. Now, Joe won, and probably the most important thing that happened in the episode was Joe won by throwing an uppercut hard to the head, and that's what got him out of there. So I think slowly he's getting over that thing that he has, that mental block where when he does that he ends up throwing up. He didn't throw up, at least we didn't see it anyway. So I think over time, if this keeps happening, Joe will get back to real boxing. Even Inaba said at the end of the episode, I can tell you're not going to be on the circuit much longer, and don't you have someone waiting for you back home? Like, I'm really curious about that guy and what happened that brought him to this place, but it's just people acting in desperation, trying to hold on to some form of fighting, and it's kind of left them. They're not what they were. It's really sad and messed up in a way, but this actually does happen. There are underground boxing leagues, unfortunately. They're a lot more violent than this for the most part, but people do what they got to do to survive, and if this is your only skill set, you're going to end up in a place like this if you can't do anything else. But yeah, it was a really good episode. Not much else to say about this one, and as always, thanks for watching, and peace.